Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. I am Bruffy132. I didn't do the intro. Damn it, I didn't do the intro. And I wanted to go straight to the console as well. And I'm not looking at the... Great start. Absolutely wonderful start. Great start. I should have... What I was planning to do... I was planning to go, hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322, just like a normal video. I was planning to go straight to this. This screen instead of the transition screen that I normally do on normal streams. It was all useless. I wrecked it straight away. I ruined it immediately. Oh my god. Good times. Good times. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Pro streamer. Professional stream 100%. It was too much. I am aware. I am aware that this is going to become a YouTube video, so it's too much for me to take. I'm trying to like sort of do a dual thing between YouTube videos and live streaming, so it works as both in the end. So people who watch the video afterwards are going to be entertained still. But anyway, we've just been on Twitch for the last half an hour sorting all this out, so we're ready to go. We're going to start up the playlist and do some racing, do some... the idea with this is a live stream every single week, every Thursday, where we do tracks from the community. We're going to be starting with my tracks. We're going to do 5 tracks every week, but we're starting with my tracks because this is going to be somewhat of a test stream to see how it all works, see whether people do it and dig the stream and come to watch and all that kind of stuff, see what viewers we get on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's hopefully those of you who are watching this as a video afterwards will also enjoy it as well, and we're going to have a big collection of tracks and all that kind of stuff. I've already mentioned all about this and what we're going to be doing, but yeah, hopefully it goes okay. Let's do sports cars straight off. Why not? For Los Santos Grand Prix. All from current session. Crew members. There we go. So yeah, here we go. This is going to be quite interesting. First ever YouTube stream. Very, very different. Very different. It feels weird to be here and be seeing a different chat and not have all the usual Twitch stuff that we used to. It is strange to have it in the back of my mind, knowing that this is going to go straight up as a YouTube video. It's not that I can sort of upload it in a few days and edit it if anything ridiculous happens or whatever, or just choose the best moments if it's boring or whatever. You know, it is different. It is different. I'll give it that. But you know, let's see how it goes. How is everybody in the chat? How are you all? Is there anybody here from YouTube that doesn't watch my Twitch streams? Anyway, let's get into the races. Let's start the races. So the crew isn't open. It's not an open crew for anybody to join tonight. This is just for, what should we use? I'm feeling the Massacro. This is just for regulars and Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters and stuff like that, just to ensure we get some clean racing, because I want to talk about the tracks and things like that. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing through some tracks every single week, just racing, having some good racing, but also showcasing some tracks. Obviously they're going to be different tracks every single week, and hopefully you guys will enjoy watching. Hopefully it will turn into a decent video as well at the end. So we're starting with my tracks because this is a bit of a test stream, as I mentioned, and I just want to see how it all goes on the YouTube streaming and stuff like that. So we're starting with my tracks, Los Santos Grand Prix, then North Loop, then Olympic Grand Prix, then Blaine County 24, then finishing up with the new Ron Raceway. Obviously, when I say my tracks, I mean the new versions that Evo created. The video for that went up very recently. Last week, I think, actually, last Thursday. And we're going to talk through the tracks. Obviously, under normal circumstances, normal weeks, I wouldn't have tried the tracks before, and the idea will be that I give the tracks a go, I say what I think is good about them, what's bad about them, give people some tips on what might improve the tracks as well, and that might help people with their own tracks, whilst obviously racing, and hopefully we get some good racing. Many crashes right now. Oh yeah, that was not a good way to overtake right there when there was everybody crashing. That was not a good point to try and overtake with a dive bomb like that. Anyway, back down the order. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to do this, and the idea is that we're going to be showcasing all these different kinds of tracks, so that every single week you can come here on a Thursday and you'll be all the track links are obviously in the description of the stream and the video when it's turned into a video. You can see some good tracks, see what you like, see what you don't like, and if there's a track that takes your fancy, if it's a platform that you're on, you can get the link from the video, link from the stream, and play the track yourself, and hopefully we'll get a good selection of tracks eventually. And that's generally the idea that we're going to go with this overall. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. So let's actually talk about the track, shall we? Let's get into what we would normally be doing on these streams. So Los Santos Grand Prix. Instead of actually critiquing the tracks, because obviously they are my creations, I'm going to give my thoughts on why we changed some things, why the thought process behind the changes that we did. Obviously these tracks are created by Evil. I mentioned that in the previous video of this content creator series, but a lot of it was a lot of it were sort of my ideas, and I was telling him what I wanted to see from them, and we were going back and forth on all these sorts of things. So basically the idea with Los Santos Grand Prix and Olympic GP in general was to play into the idea that they are street circuits. You know, that's what they are. They're never going to be as wide open or as easy to drive as something like Blaine County 24 Hours or Ron Raceway. They are street circuits, so let's play into that. Let's make a few of the areas a little bit more tighter. Let's give some space where we can, where it's possible, and maybe we'll improve the racing experience in terms of getting rid of some curb boosting as well. And there's some areas where we've done that on both the circuits. Oh, that was so close. Just a race car. So, you know, it's a little bit more enclosed, a little bit more closed in certain areas, but that's up the inside. Oh no, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't do it. I'll have to wait. Okay, let him go back. That was a bad overtake. It was a stupid idea to try and overtake a Jester race car with a Massacro on the brakes, I suppose, but he left the door wide open, but he then closed it immediately, so nothing I could do. I waited though. So yeah, it's, you know, that there was still, even though the original LSGP that I made had some areas where the lampposts were blocked off and things like that. There were still areas where you could catch lampposts and they could be knocked down and things like that. And that's a lot better protected here. You know, the line around the outside there is gone, which I think is good, because it was just, there was no need to have that there really. And a lot better protection for various lampposts. It just feels a bit more of a cleaner circuit as well. As you might expect from all these stunt props, and a lot of it, I think, there wasn't an awful lot wrong with the tracks in terms of the layout of them, and that was something that I mentioned to Evil when he first created them. The one thing that has to stay the same is the layout of the circuits. You know, that can't be changed. That's set in stone now. It was more a case of using better props, using the stunt props. For example, you know that the stunt props allow better apex barriers. They allow obviously more props in general. We've gone from 150 to 100 props. It just generally allows for a much nicer racing experience and a better experience for proper racing events as well, with less issues. And it's good to finally see the square on barriers that a lot of people didn't like. Those are finally gone now. You don't stop dead anymore. If you make a mistake, you'll bounce off the side and not be able to continue, but you won't stop dead and affect anybody behind you or anything like that. I love the start lines of all these tracks. The start and finish straights are fantastic. The grandstands look absolutely incredible, and a lot of the improvements have been more visual than anything else. I would say the visual improvements have been pretty spectacular, as you might expect from the stunt props. Oh, I thought I could have got him on the inside there. I could have done it if I'd have been a bit cleaner myself. And this was a big improvement, because this was always a tricky section. Obviously the sign is still there on the inside, but having this piece of road there, it was the sort of the best we could do going over the grass, but it was never the ideal scenario. To go over the grass verge there, but we just had to have it because that was the layout that we had to do. But now that that's completely gone, you don't have to bump over the grass or anything. It's a lot smoother. Sign you can't do really anything about, but it's a very, very tiny sign, so not really much affected there. Don't really have to go around the outside of the lamppost onto the grass there, which is a better line in general for racing. It's just clarifying all the lines and making sure that people know where they're going and create a better racing experience when you're racing close together with people, rather than having any ambiguity or having to go off the grass or anything like that. Obviously, I'm not going to be reading the chat. Almost. I'm not going to be reading the chat whilst I'm racing. I will do it in between the races during this playlist, but I want to keep this sort of fast-paced and moving quickly. It's my Twitch chats normally, my Twitch streams, where I just chill it back and take a bit of time to read with the chat and connect with the chat and talk to people and stuff like that. So if anybody hasn't been to my Twitch streams, you know, they happen every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, and we have a lot of fun in there all the time. I'm only streaming to YouTube once a week. Pretty impressed with the amount of viewers, so 350 viewers, that's pretty cool. Thank you guys for being here and watching, and I hope you're enjoying so far. Had some good racing so far, I think. Into 4th place. I don't know whether I'm going to be able... Oh no! Oh, just managed to save that one. I don't know whether we're going to be able to improve on this position unless the top two start fighting between each other and slow each other down. I think we are catching a little bit, but not enough. I think it's Trubert in the lead. He's well gone. I don't know whether anybody noticed, but you will see it tonight. That all of my track recreations have different colour themes to them. Los Santos Grand Prix has always had that red and white colour theme, so that's why we stuck with red and white for this, but obviously with the new stunt props allowing different colour schemes, we've done that for every single prop, and you will see it tonight as we go through every single race, sorry, you will see it as we go through all the races, that each one has its own distinctive colour scheme to keep it unique and make it recognisable. I think we're going to be stuck with 4th on this one. I'm okay with that, wasn't too bad. These are by no means event races like multi-class endurance championship races or anything like that, but there are some good people in here as well. So just have to take what you can get. Drubert went off from the start, didn't get involved in any issues. He was just gone. Still getting used to the last hairpin as well. But this looks fantastic. This looks absolutely wonderful. He gets such a huge boost from... Ah! Short Counter donated $5 with that amazing sound. Thank you, whoever that was, Short Counter. I know the real reason you're streaming on YouTube. What is the real reason I'm streaming on YouTube? I'm not sure. I've mentioned all the reasons before in previous videos, but what is the real reason? Thank you for the donation so much, whoever that is. Donations do still work, all the normal donations and all the donation sounds and things like that. Wow, I didn't choke actually. Interesting. Folks got the win, 9F with the best lap. Good stuff. Some decent racing going on. So that was our first race. That was Los Santos Grand Prix. I'm not going to be doing shout outs or anything like that. This is going to be a normal, just a normal stream, a normal Bruffy stream that is going to turn into a video afterwards. We're not going to be, you know, fishing for likes or anything like that. Thank you guys for all being here and watching and supporting in general. So that was the first race. This is a playlist, so we're going to be going quickly through the races, no going back to free mode and then starting up another race or anything like that. So I will be, you know, reading the chat whilst I'm not racing, obviously. Will all these tracks be used in the MCEC instead of the old ones? Well, there's no guarantee that there's going to be an MCEC. I think it's fair to say.
You bitch!
You know, it's. I was just going to check if those still work. Damn it! Thanks, Oleg, for the donation, the 132 donation. All the sounds do still work and everything. It does all still work. Let's do muscle cars for the North Loop, I think. Oh, I would do a muscle and everything. No, let's stick with sports, I think. No, supers. Yeah, let's do supers. North Loop's going to be the biggest difference with them all. There's no guarantee that there will be a new multi-class endurance championship, but if
what
ever
a
there
scumbag!
was, it would be with the new tracks, obviously. Fizzy resubscribed for 19 months. That is a Twitch thing, subscribing, for anybody who isn't familiar with Twitch. But if he's obviously gone back to Twitch to press the anniversary button. I forgot to hit this button, well crap. Now that I'm writing this out, I realise this won't show up on your stream unless you forgot to turn off Twitch alerts, which you probably did, but I don't know. Wow, it's been 19 months. When will I learn? No, all the alerts are still the same. Thanks, Fizzy. I appreciate the 19 months. That's obviously subscribing on Twitch is where you can pay $5 a month for extra stuff and extra features. That's a specific Twitch thing. But yeah, cheers, Fizzy. All those still work. All those will still happen. It's just like a normal Twitch stream. But we're on YouTube now. Thank you guys for the donations as well. What to use? People have been asking me to use this, so I'm going to use it. I'm never very... I've rarely used the Turismo, and I'm not very good with it, I don't think, but I'm going to try it out. Those orange emotes instead of the Bruffy orange emotes. But yeah, if anybody isn't watching my Twitch streams, I definitely recommend them because we have a lot of fun and we do have a good time in those streams. And I guess I would say I'm a lot more relaxed because I'm aware it's not going to be a video, as I've mentioned. And obviously, it's my Twitch streams where it's my Twitch streams where where I allow anybody in, so you know I open up the stream crew and we just allow anybody to join the races and things like that. Whereas obviously for these track showcases, they are going to be strictly for regulars and subscribers and things like that. That is Twitch subscribers or Patreon supporters. just because I want to, you know, make sure that we're showcasing the tracks rather than anything else, and having, you know, trolls join or having people do bad races and things like that. But yeah, it's my Twitch streams. I'm normally more relaxed. We sort of chill out. I chill with the chat, and like I said, anybody can join in a lot of the streams that I do on Twitch. The stream crew is opened up to everybody most of the time. So if you're not watching my streams on Twitch, I definitely recommend it. Like I said, they are Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays. I am going to be changing that schedule slightly for 2017, but for now it's the same. Max Verstappen in the classic Sultan RS. Alright, so Turismo R on the new North Loop. It's actually been a while since I've done this proper supercar race, I think. It's gone too wide. Yep, all went too wide there. Steer. Can't cut the corner there anymore. So the idea with, let's talk about the track again. Let's actually get back to what we're meant to be doing in this stream. The idea with the recreation of the North Loop was to make it so that you can only have 2 wheels off the road at any one time. Basically, one of the main criticisms, or I mean, it was one of the main features that made the original North Loop flow so well, but it was also one of the main criticisms when people saw it, is that constantly going over the dirt, you know, you're constantly cutting corners, going on the downhill sections and all that kind of stuff. And the original North Loop is still there, obviously, and it was a great track and I really enjoy driving it as well, but doing these recreations like this, it gave us a chance to try something a little bit different, and closing it off like this, it's all the idea of making it feel a bit more like a proper racetrack. You know, in proper racetracks you wouldn't be able to cut the dirt so much, you wouldn't be able to do all that kind of stuff, and that's the idea that we're going for with this. And also it makes the lap a longer lap. It takes a lot longer. Obviously it's the same in terms of distance, but it takes longer to do the lap, which is something that I think is good as well. It takes a little bit more, I would say a little bit more thought, a little bit more nuance, a little bit more skill to get around some of the corners. You can't just straight line the downhill section on the second part of the lap again, for example. You know, there's a lot that makes it more difficult in certain aspects, and I think that's a good thing for racing in general on the North Loop, whether it's an event or, you know, whatever. I think it's a good thing that it becomes a little bit more difficult to drive, and hopefully it will produce better racing as well between people. This is the section that caught most people out when you don't know about it. Oh, that's like, okay. Because you do definitely have to brake on this one. You can't just straight line it anymore. You see K-Dog going backwards there. And all of these are, you can't, you know, you would have been able to just take most of this full speed, just cutting across all of that dirt on the left there. And they were fine, you know. It created a track that gave nice flow and it was enjoyable. Evo is lagging. I don't know how I'm going to get past him. It created a real roller coaster experience of a track with the original North Loop, but like I say, for the recreation, wanted to make it a bit more like a proper racetrack, I guess, and make it have a little bit more to it, where you can't just full speed most corners. I have a bad exit there. I'm not used to the Turismo. I've rarely used the Turismo in races. I'll also talk about the merge section when we get to it as well, because that got a fair amount of criticism, I think, from NOS in particular. But yeah, we cut off that bit where a lot of people used to, well, it was the best line because you got a curb boost from it. You could just cut across the dirt there, up the hill there. And we cut that out because, I mean, it was just a ridiculous line, to be honest. So we're coming up to the merge section, and the reason that this was changed is because it caused issues. I mean, it was a silly thing and this is a lot cleaner. You know, both cars are going on the same. You can see the car on the other side of where you're going to be, so you know where they're at when you merge with them. You're both going straight ahead. You're not, you know, on the old merge, you had one car turning a corner at high speed and another car going straight at high speed, so there were some close shaves. Now, it was only at a point where it didn't happen very often. Obviously, you know, it only happened in endurance races. It was never a major thing, and if there was a crash there, in general, endurance races, they would have, you know, good enough people to be keeping an eye on that area, but the idea with it is that it takes away that potential for any issues, and I think it looks better. It feels better. It's just a more cleaner approach to it. And one of the criticisms of the pit lane of the North Loop was that the pit exit is in a silly place, and that was one of the things that I found quite amazing when people were criticising the pit lane exit for being in a silly place, but then criticising the fact that we'd improved the merge. Like, I think it was Noss's stream where they first said the merge didn't need to be changed, it only happened twice a lap, and it only happened in endurance races, yet they would then criticise the pit lane exit, which would happen even less. So they were saying that one thing should be changed for one reason, and then saying the pit lane should be, one thing shouldn't be changed for one reason, and then the pit lane should be changed for a completely different reason. Like, there was so much what's the word, conflicting opinions in that. They said one thing and then said a different thing, but you know, that is what you get from these new tracks, and people are just trying them all out and seeing different things. And you never go fully over to the right on that corner that we've just passed, so the pit lane exit really isn't an issue there. And in an endurance race, you should be having people who are going to be exiting the pit lane properly and staying to the right hand side themselves, so it's really not an issue. But I mean, I would be interested to see how quickly the top guys hot lap the new North Loop, because I think the lap times got down to a 440 or something. But I mean, I've never been the quickest guy at all or anything like that, but it would be interesting to see just what of an effect it has had. I would imagine that it would be closer to 5 minutes, and that's kind of what I would hope. I've always wanted the North Loop to have a 5 minute lap, or for at least sort of the 5 minute barrier to be something special. So if you get under 5 minutes, you've done something pretty special on a lap. But it would be interesting to see how quickly the top guys get around. I mean, we'll see what kind of lap time I get just in this Turismo here, but it's not going to be anything special. In terms of what is possible. But yeah, I really don't see anything wrong with the pit lane exit on this track. I couldn't understand the criticism on there. Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Where the criticism from that came from. Just people nitpicking, I think. But hey, that's what you're gonna get. And I was fully aware that we would get plenty of criticism on the new tracks and the new changes. I think the Olympic GP has been Ron Raceway is the one that's been universally liked the most, because it's pretty much exactly the same, but just isn't a boring, drab, piece of horribleness anymore. But the layout is still good, and I always like the layout myself. Okay, so it's definitely not going to be anywhere close to a 5 minute lap. That was a 4:56. I imagine 4 minutes 50 is probably doable, less than 4:50 from the top guys. But yeah, I expect all the criticism and stuff, and it's a lot of people getting used to different tracks. Obviously, it just takes a while to get used to it, and I think if these tracks were created, I think better areas to put the pit. Nos, are you serious? Have you seen the North Loop? Try putting a pit lane anywhere on the North Loop. It's ridiculous. Thanks for the GGs. That was not bad. I haven't choked yet. It's pretty immense, pretty crazy. That's not normal. YouTube streaming makes me not choke. Yeah, if these tracks had been released without the previous tracks, people would probably like them and enjoy them. But obviously, it's always being compared to the old tracks and what's changed, what's been lost, what's been changed, stuff like that. So there's always people. You're never going to be able to please everyone, obviously. But all the old tracks are still there. If anybody wants to have those, remember all of the links to these tracks that we're playing today are in the description down below of the stream and the video when you watch the video. Next race has to be choke heavy, rain and muscle cars. We'll do muscle cars for Olympic GP because muscle cars always works. We'll probably go for, maybe we'll stick with 3 laps, maybe 4 laps. I'm conscious of this being a bit too, no, we'll go for 3 laps actually. I don't want this to be too long, this stream. These streams I'm hoping are generally going to be about an hour long. That's what I'm hoping. I agree with your agreement, Nos. Yeah, I'm hoping these will be about an hour long. We're going to do 5 tracks every single 5 tracks every single week, and obviously they're going to be different tracks, so you'll get to see new tracks every week when you tune in. But yeah, we're going to do 5 tracks every week, and hopefully they'll be about an hour long the entire stream, so it's not too long, so that the video isn't 3 hours long or whatever, but then the video is watchable afterwards, and we're just getting through a nice amount of tracks. Yes, they do. Off-road tyres do still make a difference on the tracks, on the cars that they still make a difference on. "30 minutes already gone indeed, wow. Pace was a dominator time. Let's do it. The best part about the new Olympic GP is the banked section. I'm just saying that to trigger knots. Are you guys enjoying it so far? Hopefully you guys are. A lot of you will be from my Twitch streams, I imagine, but hopefully you guys who are seeing me stream for the first time, I guess, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Muscle is the best on Olympic GP, I agree. Muscle is the best on everything. I shouldn't go for the start like this. It's going to make such a... Or maybe we'll get some challenge. I love that curve boost is gone. I absolutely love that. I'm going to mention that a few times, I imagine. No! DualShock 4 battery low. Uh-oh. Professional streamer, professional YouTuber, doesn't check his battery levels on his control. I haven't waited at the start on this one to go to the back just to mix it up a little bit, but maybe I should have waited to be mid-pack or something. A lot of cars there. Here's Noss's favourite new turn. I'll mention that as we go through the race. I think I'll talk about that, because that was the biggest criticism of this new track from some people, but also something that a lot of people thought was a good thing as well. But I think a lot of people universally, apart from Ron Raceway, Olympic GP was the biggest improvement. And I've always liked Olympic GP as a track. I love to drive it. I think it's a fantastic track in terms of the layout, especially this section after the highway. But there was always the issue with the props and stuff on Olympic GP weren't the best on the original one. I asked all you guys if you were enjoying the stream, and I didn't get a chance to read what you said because the race started. My bad. I have tried. That is a lovely section. I mean, look at that. The grandstands look fantastic. You can still see everybody else on the other side of the... Oh, that looks great. I love the Dominator race car. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite car of all time. And the pit lane on Olympic GP. The pit lane on Olympic GP is the best. It's absolutely fantastic. It's the best pit lane I've ever seen. Evo did a fantastic job. I mean, we both actually had the same idea of what to do for it. I said, oh, I wonder if the pit lane could be done like this. And he said, yeah, I've already done it like that. So I love the pit lane. I can't wait to use Olympic GP in a proper event and use that pit lane. It's going to be a showdown event, I imagine. I'll probably do and have multiple mandatory pit stops. So yeah, we went the same idea with Olympic GP as LSGP, basically playing into the idea that it's a street circuit, cutting off the... Obviously we used to go over to the right there to get a curb boost. That's all blocked off now. Obviously it's all blocked off all along here, because there was no reason to have it not blocked off. It was only the lack of prop space really, and with the stunt props, get 150 props, it's a lot easier to block off these things a lot better. In general, most of Olympic GP is exactly the same. All the lines are exactly the same. The one thing that isn't the same is obviously the corner coming up with the banked section. Now, the reason that the banked section is there is because this corner always used to cause issues. I mean, it was a one-line corner. There was a pole in the middle of it. Technically, it was a two-lane corner, I guess, but there was a pole right in the middle of it. If you had the tiniest little mess up, it would cause issues for people behind. People would knock over the pole, which would cause issues for people behind. It was a great corner to drive on your own and get the thrill of driving that single corner. But as a corner for a racing track, when you're meant to be racing with other people and battling with people and overtaking people and things like that, it just wasn't good, in my opinion. Yes, it was a great corner just to drive, but not when it comes to actually racing. I think, you know, case in point, one of the videos that I think it was the last live video where I did a comeback on Olympic GP in the Dominator race car. I was on PC and I went up the inside of a Vivo going into that corner. Well, there's the first mini choke. And it was a perfectly legitimate overtake. I had a perfect overtake on him, got up the inside, got the overtake done, and then a Vivo ended up crashing because it was on that corner. He hit the pole. You know, there was someone in front as well who had issues on that corner. It wasn't the best corner for a racing circuit when it comes to events and racing with people. Yes, we have lost a bit of fun in terms of it being a really nice corner just to drive on your own, but I think, you know, with these recreations, like I said, it gives us a chance to do something different, and the whole idea with them was to try and make them the best event circuits they could be for proper racing, and that corner had to be changed, and that's what we did. So I get that some people are disappointed that it's not the same anymore and don't like the banked section and stuff, but that was really the only way that it could be changed. It was the only way to make it not be ridiculous, and I think it makes it a better circuit for that overall. As a racing circuit, as an overall racing circuit. So that was the thought process behind it, and that was probably one of the biggest criticisms of the new tracks. Certainly, at least from Noss's perspective when I watched his stream back. A lot of the other stuff I can obviously understand, with just things being a bit different and people not being used to it. But that one was a big one. We also blocked off a few of the lines on the curb over here. You still see people over there, by the way, and you'll be able to see those guys when we turn left here. So for example, you can't go to the right here. The same as, you know, it's basically, again, cutting off those curb boosts, cutting off those silly lines. Tactical distraction. I will read that after this. I'm not gonna read it during this. Thank you, Hazard, for the donation, man. I appreciate it. I have tryharded a little bit too much in this one. I'll go to the back in the next one. I just love driving Olympic GP in the Pisswasser Dominator. It's one of my favourite things. And I just had to go off at the start. But yeah, those are the thought processes behind all the changes. But I think this section in particular, this was always my favourite section of the track. Just in general, I love these hairpins, the double hairpin sections, and the highway section in general at the end of the circuit. And to have those 3 grandstands there just looks fantastic. And the visual aspect of these circuits is the most noticeable difference, and they do look and feel like proper racing circuits now. And that was the whole idea behind it. And the pit lane especially. I love the pit lane. So there you go. That was Olympic GP. Maybe we'll do a poll at the end, a little a chat poll of which you think is your favourite of the new circuit recreations out of these 5. But we'll do it at the end and just see what comes up most in the chat. Maybe we'll do a straw poll, I don't know. Hazard donated the 132. Tactical distraction, so we'll be seeing a G-Fred remake using stunt props then. No, Hazard, no G-Fred remakes. And then keep it around 2 wide, then go into the next road on the left side, which is also 2 wide. There's too many props around there. There's too many left side of the median. The reason I didn't do that initially when I created the track the first time was because let me just plug this in. Was because it made it it was a very thin point between the barriers as well. You know, you've got the 2 points coming together. You had to have some space. That's why I went to the original line. That bank section just covered everything. It made it so much easier. There's too many lampposts and issues around there. That's why we used the bank section. Muscle is by far the best class to race in. It's absolutely wonderful. I love it. That was a good race. I mean, the reason that I said I was try-harding is because I went off at the start from first place. I don't like to go off at the start from first place, really. Because I start in first place in all the races, but I guess I can take one of them. Since I go to the back on the rest of the races, I can take one race where I start at the front and just go off. Best time on Trench 2? Absolutely no idea. Yeah, it made it a lot easier to do it that way, basically. Instead of I would want to do Muscle. I'm doing Muscle again. We're doing Muscle on Blaine County because why not? We're also going to do 3 laps because I just love it so much. And then we might do Supers for Ron Raceway, I think. Check donation, bruv. I did mention the donation from Hazard. Thanks, Hazard. I appreciate it. I did mention it. I am liking the new home very well, thanks Toast Ghost. Arson, why you are talking rubbish. Please stop. See you later, Paint Drinker. It didn't make it. Just put some time into it. Really, that's not what we meant. It didn't make it easier in terms of just being not a. It made it easier in terms of not having to worry about all the rest of the stuff that's there. You know, it wasn't feasible to go around the outside of there because it's too thin with the other part of the track, and you've got all sorts of other rubbish going on around that area. That made it the cleanest, is what I meant. It didn't make it the easiest to change, it made it the cleanest change. That corner. I've been doing lots of building of IKEA furniture. Alright, back to the back. These shoes are ready. Okay. So Blaine County 24 pretty much didn't change, to be honest. This was a very little needed to be done with this. It was more a case of improving the apex barriers that were already there, keeping the layout the same, making most of the areas still exactly the same. Maybe some things will come to my mind of things that I can talk about as we go through that people mentioned about the changes, but most of it was exactly the same. Made a few bits a little easier, you know, that sign you can't hit anymore. Making the racing a bit cleaner, I would say. But I wanted to try and keep the new Blaine County was more about the looks than anything else. Yes! I love that overtaking spot. No! Oh no, that was a terrible re-entry. Pit lane's pretty good here as well. I like how the pit lanes are all the same on all the tracks as well. That was something. Oh yeah, we covered over the train tracks. It was interesting that there was some criticism about covering over the train tracks, because I think a few people complained about the train tracks, and someone even recreated the tracks in a different way, just as a test to see what they were like. I think that was on Xbox, and he smoothed over the train tracks. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting how some people complain about a change and some people wanted the change all the time. It's just different people with different tastes, obviously. You can never please everyone, but they are essentially, I guess, they are my tracks, so as long as I'm happy with them, then it's fine and dandy. And nobody's going to be happy with everything all the time. It's something you come to learn doing YouTube in general, I guess. Put the inside there, nice. Got a big group ahead. This is a big change, this corner. Got to brake a lot more. Probably a lot better place for an overtake there, I think. Can we get an overtake down the inside here? Oh, we absolutely can. No! Oh, no way! Why did he turn off so much like that? Oh, it was going so well. It seemed like he just slowed down and turned over to the right. He was going to go up the inside of all of them. Okay, this is a big group ahead. This is a big group. There's going to be a crash on the first corner, I can guarantee it. I'm calling it now. Told ya. Told ya. There's 4 places gained immediately. You just know when it's going to happen. You can just see it. Oh, that was not a good... Oh, there's the first big choke. That was a proper choke. And then... Alright, this has not gone well. That did not go well. Damn it. What is this race called? This is Blaine County 24 Hours. The links to all these tracks are in the description. Okay, we're going to have to do some sort of comeback on the last lap and a half of 10, you bitch! Another 132 donation from Major Copyright. If when you do another showdown, may I suggest slow sedans or even slow muscles? Both are a lot of fun to drive. Yeah, good idea actually, Major Copyright. Thanks for the donation, man. Yeah, good suggestion. That might work. Let's see if we can make up a few positions, because that was unfortunate. I mean, I'd been unfortunate on the first lap with people getting involved in other people's issues, but then I definitely had a big choke all on my own. These Apex props are a lot better for just cleaner racing, and that's generally what we were going for with these recreations, just cleaner racing between people. Not having so many times where you get caught up in incidents because of other people and things like that, and making it clear where you're going and what you should be doing and all that kind of stuff. Can we go right around the outside to get the inside? We can, yes, beautiful. Beautiful. These Apex props are a hell of a lot better than the ones I used to use. A hell of a lot better. Can't do the boost line on the left back there anymore. Trying it. We did it. Up to the top 10. I don't think we're going to be able to get higher than that unless we... Oh. I spoke too soon, obviously. Last lap for Blaine County 24 Hours. I love driving this car though. I love driving this car on this track. I mean, Blaine County 24 has always been my favourite track. And this car on this track just makes sense. I'm being attacked from behind. I have to take a defensive line going into this corner. 10, you bitch! Thank you for the donation. I shall read it maybe when I get onto the back straight. Can we get another? There's 8th. There's 2 ahead as well. Can we pick off? Oh, there's 5 of them ahead in a big group. In fact, the top. Wow, quite close battles from first. I'm only 13 seconds behind the lead. I thought it would have been more given all my crashes. Interesting. Can we pick off any more positions before the end? Oh no! Oh no! No, we can't. No, we can't. Damn it! That's a perfect. That's actually. I'm glad I did that because that's actually a perfect example of the new how the new Apex props are so much better than the old ones. Because if I'd have done that with the old Apex props, I would have stopped dead and probably caused a huge crash with all of these people. So, perfect example of how the new stunt props work to only make it your failure and not cause issues for anybody behind. It was a good lap until that. Never mind. This hasn't been... This is back to standard Bruffy, this one. This has been back to normal choke-filled Bruffy. Ow. That was some serious closing of the line under braking. Never mind. Oh, I've at least got to get 10th. Okay, got 10th. That was an up and down race. There were some good moments, there were some bad moments in that one. Shmika donated 132 random donation. Thank you so much for the donation, sharing that, man. I appreciate it. Twitch Bruffy is back. Yeah, that is true. Twitch Bruffy with all the chokes. That was a shame. That was a decent lap, that last one. Ups and downs on that one. We were doing so well until the crash in the second part of the lap. 10, you bitch! Nico, donate 132. Invite crew members for the next race. I really want to join. Love you, Bruffy. Thanks for the donation, man. I have been inviting crew members all the way through. Just putting it out there. Dive bomb denied. I was already up the inside. That's why you sent me up the bloody apex barrier, you scum. Okay, one last race. We're going to be finishing with Ron Raceway. Thank you for the donation, Nico. I appreciate it. Yes, basically not. That's exactly true. The smoothness makes it a bit cleaner. Like, it makes the track cleaner, which is what I was going for. A cleaner circuit for easier racing and better racing between people rather than hitting a random thing and or catching a bump wrong or something and it sends you flying or something like that. Supers, we'll do 4 laps. Turn it off. Crew members. Are you going to be using the FMJ? Probably. I haven't used the FMJ much, so I might as well. We're already on. We've just gone past 1 hour of this live stream. Okay, this went on a bit longer than I expected, but I'm going to try and keep them around an hour. So if it's, you know, an hour and 10 minutes or something, it should be all right. Vans. Vans are riot. We're not doing vans. Okay, we'll do vans. We did supers earlier. Let's do vans. Let's do it. 3 laps. It's happening. You guys wanted it. It's happened. It's happened. So the last track of the stream, the last track of the video, if you are watching on the video, like I've said, if you are still here in the stream or still here in the video, I do live stream 3 times a week on Twitch. That's where all my live streams are continually, and they will continue to be over there. So you're welcome to check me out on there. If you go to my Twitch page, it's always linked in the description of all my videos and everything. And it's all there, all the information, and you can join in. All my schedule is on my Twitch page and everything, all the information. So feel free to come and join in with the streams. It would be lovely to have you there. We have a lot of fun and chill out with the chat, and that's where you would get a chance to play with me more often than, well, just at all really, more so than anything else. Okay, vans on Ron Raceway. Let's talk a little bit about Ron Raceway, I guess. Ron Raceway is the one that has visibly changed the most. This is, I mean, it's a huge improvement. The old Ron Raceway, I loved the layout of it. You know, it was the last track that I made, and I was very happy with the layout and the way that you drove it and all that kind of stuff. It was obviously very different to all the other tracks, and that was the idea, being an airport track. But there was something very boring about it. A lot of the props were required to use the... a lot of props were required to... Let me just concentrate on this before I keep talking. This is a bit tight. There's a Rumpo upside down, yeah. Rumpo Customs. Rumpo Customs. I stopped him from rolling over there. Oh, the Rumpo Custom is going to be amazing on this track. I didn't even think. Here's me and my gang burrito. Tractionless. Oh, that one's... If it doesn't roll, the Rumpo Custom would be incredible with its traction. Because Ron Raceway is all about traction. That's why the Entity was always better than the T20 and the Zentorno and all those in the olden days on this track. But yeah, Ron Raceway was... A lot of the props were used to create the final section. 10, you bitch! Thank you for the donation, Nico. Sorry that you didn't make it. Maybe in the Twitch streams you'll be able to get in. That we obviously... I'm streaming all the time and inviting people all the time in the races that we do on Twitch, so hopefully you'll get in then. Thanks for the donation, man. Hope you're feeling better. What was I saying? Yeah, a lot of the props for the original Ron Raceway were used to create the final corner, which I wanted something original like that in there, but it used up a lot of props, and obviously we only had 100 back then. Now we've got 150. But visually there was a lot to... the Ron needed something doing to it visually to make it a lot better, and when you look at it now it just looks absolutely incredible. Obviously the colours were going to be the Ron Racing colours. The blue and the orange, you know, that was going to be guaranteed. The pit lane's pretty good on this as well. I like the pit lane where you've got the pit boxes on the left and all of the Ron fuel tankers and the Ron things. Just it's a really nice track now in terms of the visuals, and the layout, which I thought was always okay on its own, has remained the same. So it's the rumble in general. It is a lot. It is a lot better. It really is. It's such a better track. And the grandstands in particular. There's a lot of grandstands on this one, and they just make the track look incredible. It's a lot less boring, let's put it that way. And I don't think there was much to really talk about on this one in terms of why we changed things or whatever, and there wasn't really, I don't think, any criticism about it. It's pretty much all been good because the old one was so drab and boring. And there's not really an awful lot to say. I think most of the stuff here is just better. So I guess that's pretty much it in terms of talking about the tracks, and this is how we're going to go every single week. Every single Thursday we're going to be doing a YouTube live stream like this, same time every week. Next week it's not going to be my tracks. Obviously I've just done my tracks this week, like I said, to test it out. Make sure everything works okay and the format works, and you guys actually came out to watch, and you did. 300, 400 people. That's nice. We got the Ron Gang Burrito there as well, matching the track. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out and actually watching the stream. We'll be doing more of the same next week and every single week after that as well. Doing community tracks that people have submitted, tracks that aren't my own. And if any take your fancy, if you like the look of any of them, the links will always be in the description like they are for these, and you can just choose. You can choose what you want to play if you find something that you like, and hopefully we'll see a big collection of good tracks in the future. That's kind of what I'm hoping with this. We get a nice selection
you
of
bitch.
Tracks. Svax, thanks for the donation. I shall read it after this. Appreciate it. Thanks for the donations tonight as well, guys. I was interested to see how a YouTube live stream would do, because obviously I am very used to Twitch. Twitch is just my bread and butter. I like Twitch as a platform better as well. There's a lot more to it, and it's just better for live streaming in general. But obviously I've mentioned my reasons for wanting to do this particular live stream on YouTube, and obviously it turned into a video straight away as well. But I appreciate you guys coming here and watching, and like I said, if you enjoyed, I do stream on Twitch. There's plenty more where this came from. Fuck down there. I don't think Vans is too bad on run. When you find someone to race with, it's more when you're on your own. It's very boring. That's the trouble that people had in the MCEC. If we ever have another MCEC, we won't be doing Vans on run race play, that's for sure. Oh, people went through the pit lane. Taco van. Taco van to finish. The mindset you had for this stream was absolutely perfect. Really enjoyed it. I'm glad. Yeah, I wanted to go into it knowing that it's going to become a video. Yeah, I never understood why people don't watch the Twitch streams or say I don't watch stuff on Twitch. Like, it is a better platform, it's a lot easier. Good racing. Look at those lap times from everybody. 237.308, 237.336, 237.5, 237.3. Wow, I was less than a tenth of a second off the best lap. There were so many 237.3s. That's crazy. So yeah, it was a simple stream. Like I said, all my normal streams are going to continue to be on Twitch always. Hopefully you guys who are watching this as the video, when this is automatically gets put as a video, hopefully you guys will enjoy. But yeah, look at the lap times on this. But yeah, all my streams are going to continue to be on Twitch apart from this one, obviously. Look at that, 237.379, 237.339, 237.5, 237.3, 237.3. Crazy. But yeah, all of my live streams are going to continue to be on Twitch. But these specific streams with the track showcases are always going to be on YouTube. And hopefully we'll do the same thing over and over again. And hopefully you guys will continue to enjoy it week in, week out, and we'll get a lot of fun tracks from it. By the way, good job on the two guys in the playlist, Drubert and AJ Axel, in top two positions, tying on the positions with 115 points. I didn't do too badly in the playlist, considering I came third when I went to the back on all of the races apart from one, so I'll take that. But yeah, I'll go through the two donations. Sfax donated 132. Bruffy, I've been thinking, why do you not let the community vote which cars you're driving in the next MCC? You could put 9 cars into a stream poll and let us vote for multiple options. It would be fun that viewers have some influence. No, not doing that. Thanks for the donations, Fax, but no, we're not having that. Thanks for the donation, though. I appreciate it, man. And Univist donate 132. Where is Mr. Boss for the win? Am I in the wrong stream again? Who are these noobs? Why is Slipstream off? Thanks for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Guys, I will be streaming tomorrow. That's my normal Friday stream on Twitch. I'm going to ask for all your guys' opinions about this stream then. So instead of, rambling on like I normally do at the end of these streams, I'm going to ask for your guys' opinions then instead. And we'll see how it all went and whether you guys enjoyed the YouTube stream or whatever. But YouTube does give me the option to be able to stream at a higher bitrate and a higher quality, so that's an option in the future as well. But anyway, thank you guys so much for all the support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out in the numbers that you did, and hopefully you guys who are watching the video will enjoy as well. I really appreciate it. We had some good racing tonight, and we'll be back to do some more of it next week, same time next week. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. See you all next week, and see you all in the next video and on the next stream. Bye guys.